everyone. Generative AI is transforming creativity, from text and visuals to music and code. In this video, we'll explain how it works, the models behind it, and how multimodal AI takes it further. Let's dive in. To understand where generative AI fits in, let's look at the bigger picture. At the very top, we have artificial intelligence, or AI, which is the broad idea of making machines smart. Within AI, there's a field called machine learning, where computers learn from data instead of being explicitly programmed for every single task. A more advanced part of that is deep learning, which uses complex structures called neural networks, inspired by the human brain. And finally, within deep learning, we have generative AI. This is the exciting part we're focusing on today. Generative AI can produce all sorts of new things, like text, images, audio, video, and even computer code. So, what exactly is generative AI? Think of it this way: traditional AI is great at analyzing things that already exist. It can look at 1,000 cat photos and recognize which ones contain a cat. Generative AI, on the other hand, is a creator. For example, you can ask it to create a short animated clip of a cat flying in futuristic armor, and it will generate it from scratch. Generative AI creates new content by learning patterns from data. Multimodal AI is one of its most advanced forms. It takes things further by combining different types of data into a single system. Generative AI is the foundation. It tests the technology that learns patterns from data and creates new content, whether that's music, text, image, or code. Now, let's look at how multimodal AI takes this further. Instead of focusing on just one type of data, multimodal systems combine multiple inputs and outputs. That means they can understand text, interpret images, process audio, and even generate video, all within the same model. For example, GPT-4 with vision can read text and analyze images together. DALL-E uses text prompts to generate detailed visuals. And newer models are combining video and audio, allowing AI to create or understand content across different formats at once. So while generative AI is the creative engine, multimodal AI is the upgrade that connects different kinds of information, making these systems far more versatile and powerful. We have seen the incredible things generative AI can create, from text and images to music and code. But what makes this possible at its core? The answer lies in generative models. These are advanced algorithms trained on massive datasets, learning the underlying patterns and structures of information. Once trained, they don't just analyze data, they generate new outputs that extend and resemble what they have learned. Generative models are the engines behind generative AI. Think of them as the engine that learns and generates, while generative AI is the car built around that engine, designed to make the power usable. The model provides the raw capability, and the AI application is what you interact with, whether it's writing text, generating visuals, or composing music. Generative AI isn't powered by just one kind of model. In fact, there are several approaches that make this creativity possible. Let's look at three of the most important ones. First, GANs, generative adversarial networks. These use two neural networks, a generator and a discriminator, that compete with each other. The generator tries to create realistic outputs, while the discriminator judges them. This back and forth produces highly convincing images, videos, and even synthetic data. Second, VAEs, variational autoencoders. These models compress data into a simpler representation, then reconstruct it with variations. They're great for generating new examples that stay close to the original style, like faces, handwriting, or other structured visuals. And finally, transformers, the backbone of today's most powerful AI systems. Transformers excel at handling sequences, like text, by paying attention to context across massive datasets. They're the reason models like GPT can write natural sentences, translate languages, and even generate code. Transformers have also been extended to images, audio, and multimodal tasks, making them the most versatile generative model today. Together, GANs, VAEs, and transformers form the toolkit that powers generative AI, enabling machines to create text, images, audio, and more. Models are trained on massive datasets, billions of examples of text, images, and audio. By analyzing all this information, they learn patterns, relationships, and structures. Training requires enormous computing power, far beyond a regular laptop. Specialized hardware like GPUs and TPUs crunch through the data for weeks or even months, constantly adjusting millions or even billions of parameters. That's how a model builds its knowledge base and becomes capable of generating new content. Let's sum up. Generative AI creates text, images, music, code, and more. At its core are generative models, GANs, VAEs, and transformers, the engines that learn patterns from massive data. And when these models combine across multiple types of information, we get multimodal AI, one of the most advanced forms of intelligence today. Generative AI is a broad field, with many forms and applications. The most common type you've probably used is text generation. Tools like ChatGPT can write emails, draft stories, and answer your questions. Then there's image generation. You've likely seen incredible pictures created by models like DALL-E or Midjourney, where you can just describe an image you want, and the AI brings it to life. We also have audio generation, which can compose original music in any style or even clone a person's voice. Video generation is another rapidly advancing area, with tools like Runway that can create short video clips from text descriptions. And for developers, there are code generation tools like GitHub Copilot, which act as an assistant, suggesting lines of code to speed up programming. Each type uses the same core idea of creating something new, just applied to different kinds of data. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful tech videos.